They spend some time interacting in the pizzeria before Art is kicked out for smearing feces all over the bathroom wall. Yep, that's the highbrow content I'm watching here on How Disturbing. Hello, I'm Billy Bogues and welcome back to another episode of How Disturbing. Today we're looking at Terrifier, a 2016 slasher film that's gained cult status and spawned 2 sequels. In Australia, Terrifier received an R rating. Director David Leone first introduced us to the antagonist of Terrifier, Art the Clown, in 2008's short film 9 Circles, and then again in 2013 with the horror anthology All Hallows Eve. At this part of the video I usually mention a couple of actors that you'll find or you might know from the film, but because there's no way anybody could possibly know any of these people, I'm not going to do that. As usual on How Disturbing, we're going to do 3 things. We're going to do a breakdown of the film, we're going to review the film, and then we're going to rate and rank Terrifier to find out where it sits in the grand scale of the greatest disturbing films of all time. Terrifier opens up with talk show host Monica Brown interviewing a severely disfigured woman, the sole survivor of a massacre that took place last Halloween.
People are frightened by the way that I look, especially children.
Brown mentions that the body of the mysterious killer, known only as Art the Clown, disappeared from the morgue, suggesting that he is indeed still alive.
The authorities issued a statement claiming that his body disappeared from the county coroner's office the morning after the attack.
When the disfigured woman insists that she saw Art the Clown die, Art, who is watching the program, destroys the TV, gets into costume, and fills a garbage bag full of weapons.
He's dead. I saw it happen.
Later, in her dressing room, Monica makes disparaging remarks about her interviewee, specifically about her disturbing appearance.
Yeah, well, if you think she looks that bad on television, imagine what she looks like sitting 2 feet away from you. I was gonna gag at one point.
The disfigured woman, who has been eavesdropping on the conversation, then attacks Monica, gouging out her eyes and laughing maniacally. Okay, we're at a different time now. We're not sure whether it's the future or the past. It's the past. And on Halloween night, 2 friends, Tara and Dawn, drunkenly encounter Art, who then follows them to a pizzeria.
Can I get a picture with you?
Dawn, come on.
Shut up. Hello?
They spend some time interacting in the pizzeria before Art is kicked out for smearing feces all over the bathroom wall. Yep, that's the highbrow content I'm watching here on How Disturbing. I feel like the shit smearing foreshadows the awfulness of the terrible film to come, but I'm digressing. The girls discover that Dawn's car tyre has been slashed, and Tara calls her sister Vicky to come and pick them up.
What is it, Tara?
Dawn and I are sort of stranded right now. She has a flat tire and no spare, and I was kind of hoping you could pick us up.
Art then returns to the pizzeria, and he kills both of the pizza workers. Oh, fuck! Pizza workers? I don't know. While they're waiting, Tara asks a pest control worker, Mike, to let her into an apartment building that he's working on so that she can use the bathroom.
Alright, just make it quick, okay?
Thank you.
There she encounters the cat lady, a deluded squatter who believes that the doll she's carrying is a real infant child. Much the way fans of Terrifier carry the film around pretending that it's not a steaming pile of dog shit.
This is my daughter, Emily. Say hello to the pretty young lady.
Art attacks Dawn and then subdues Tara with a sedative. Tara awakens, bound to a chair, to see Dawn chained hanging upside down. Art forces Tara to watch while he famously saws Dawn in half. I think this scene is like what everyone watches this movie for, but yeah, I don't know. Tara escapes, but Art shoots her to death. That's a bit uncreative. And then he attacks Mike, the pest control guy. Alright, Tara's sister Vicky is finally on the scene.
Come on, you guys!
Little too late, but she doesn't know that. And Vicky discovers Art, who has mutilated the crazy cat lady's body and is now wearing parts of her skin, specifically her scalp and breasts. Art chases Vicky and somehow manages to find time to decapitate Mike's friend Will, and during this time Vicky finds her sister's corpse. However, Art attacks her with a makeshift cat o' nine tails.
No, you can't be dead, Tara. Look at me.
Mike then knocks Art unconscious. And I wish someone would knock me unconscious so I don't have to watch this awful movie anymore. The two flee and they call 911. And what follows is the most unrealistic and unresearched 911 call in film history.
911 emergency.
Yes, I need the police and paramedics here right away.
What's wrong, sir?
Art recovers, of course, and then he kills Mike and runs Vicky over with his pickup truck. Maybe it's someone else's pickup truck, I don't fucking care now. The police finally arrive, somehow. I don't know how they got there because no one told them the address of what was going on.
Don't fucking move! Put your hands up right now!
Central, 1013, male perp.
And just as they begin to pursue Art the Clown, he shoots himself in the head. The police discover that Vicky is actually somehow still alive. They then discover Art's body and the bodies of everyone who's been killed.
Oh my god. What? She's still alive.
All the bodies are taken to the morgue, where Art the Clown reanimates, of course, and then attacks the medical workers. This movie makes no sense. Good God, thank fuck we're at the end. 1 year later, Vicky is released from the hospital following intense rehabilitation.
Thanks again for everything, Doctor. You'll be in our prayers.
Please, don't mention it. We're all gonna miss this one.
The same rehabilitation I'm gonna need after watching this movie. And she's revealed to be the disfigured woman from the movie's opening. Oh my God, we didn't see that coming.
What do you say, kiddo? You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, and good luck with your interview tomorrow.
Thus, the movie Terrifier has shown us the massacre that actually took place 1 year prior. This is the worst film I've ever finished in my entire life. And if I wasn't reviewing it for this channel, I wouldn't have finished it. The script is god-awful, like the 911 call. What? I literally know children at a local theatre who could write a better script than this. They're also better actors. Literally everyone in this movie is awful. The practical effects are barely passable, and for the most part, they're completely neglected for the sake of creative depravity, let's call it that. The music sounds like generic license-free music that I use for this channel, and not at all like a film score. It sounds like a video game menu screen. Plus, there's absolutely no character development. I have no reason to care about any of these people dying, and Art the Clown is a boring anti-hero with absolutely zero depth. I would argue that Terrifier is unwatchable, and isn't so much a movie as it is a montage of terribly acted torture porn. How the fuck does anybody enjoy this? Alrighty, it's time to rate and rank Terrifier, and let's do it quickly so that I never ever have to think about this horrible film ever again. Remember guys, we're not looking for the most disturbing film or the greatest film, we're looking for that happy medium. So first of all, I'm going to rate Terrifier on just its merits as a film. How good did I think it was? Well, I'm going to be super generous here. I'm actually going to give Terrifier a 30.3. I understand it is a specific type of disturbing film, not my cup of tea, but yeah, 30.3. Super duper generous. Next up, I need to understand what everybody else thinks of Terrifier because, I mean, it's my show, but what everyone else thinks matters. So, when I go to the most popular movie review sites to see what you guys thought of Terrifier, it looks like somehow you're giving it a 73.6. I don't know who did the reviews, maybe it was all the staff and writers who made this film, but that's 73.6. What are you doing? We need to get an average between my rating of the film and your rating of the film to try and get an objective number here. And when we average out what I thought with what you thought, it looks like a combined rating reveals a 52 out of 100. Next up, we have to rate the film on exactly how disturbing we thought it was, and I think my rating here is going to be super unpopular. I don't think you're going to agree with me, but hear me out. I'm going to give Terrifier a disturbing rating of 36.9 out of 100. Now, how disturbing, host guy? How could you give it such a low rating when there was such graphic scenes in it? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they weren't scary. It was just gross, and it wasn't even that gross. The practical effects were too bad to be believable, so yeah. On a disturbing scale, 36.9 for Terrifier. Lastly, we get the ultimate rating, where we combine how good the movie was with how disturbing the movie was. And when I whack those numbers into a calculator, it looks like Terrifier is getting an ultimate disturbing rating of 44.5. But where does that leave it in the grand scheme of things? Well, I'll show you. Here we have the spreadsheet with every movie that I've looked at so far, and Terrifier's ultimate rating of 44.5 leaves it sitting at number 15. And that's right, we think that Terrifier is slightly more disturbing than Late Night with the Devil, and we think that it's slightly less disturbing than Stop Motion. And when I say that, guys, I don't necessarily mean it's more disturbing or less disturbing. It means that on a balance of disturbing and good movies, that's where it places. Anyways, we've reviewed another stinker, but I promise there's going to be some good stuff to come. I'm Billy Bogues, you've been watching How Disturbing. Please, like and subscribe. I'm new to the game and it really helps me out, and I'll catch you next time.